Hey. Let's see if it starts back up here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, guys, I think I trolled the FBI and the CIA and the Pentagon and YouTube. Look, this is why I didn't want to come from Rumble and over into YouTube, because I knew it's a corrupt system over here, and but this is where you guys are. This is where the people are. And I'm telling you, I had to shut my stream down in order to get it to communicate back with you guys. But this is how much I'm Nelly. I don't talk crazy. But look, you guys, I got hours of podcasts over on Rumble. Hit the links in the bottom in the description area. Okay, you guys got to support me. I need your help. I need your support. So hit the likes, hit the follow, hit the subscription if you can. We trying to give a 18-hour panel on election day. So I need you guys to hit that Cash App and that PayPal off. The description's in the bottom. Okay, you can click on the things in there. Find a way to contribute to us. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys. But look, let's continue this and try to wrap this up.
Frankly, exhausted of Brett.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade, people have become. But listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me, the former chief of staff to the president, Donald Trump, former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president. One, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous, and that people are exhausted.
I don't know what speech he gave before this interview yesterday, but if I look up some footage and I see Mike Pence on that stage with her, which he's a disgraceful idiot anyway, I'm going on attack for the rest of the next 2 weeks, and I'm just only like I'm gonna be relentless against whoever's on that stage. Whoever's on that stage, I'm going for the jugular. You get what I'm saying? But I gotta see. I didn't see the speech that she gave. But if Mike Pence on that stage and the media not playing that all over the place, in Fox News, I don't know why they wouldn't even be showing how crooked Mike Pence is and the backstabber he is. But I gotta check and see what she's talking about.
With someone who professes to be a leader who spends full time demeaning and engaging in personal grievances and it being about him instead of the American people. People are tired of that.
If that's the case, why is half the country supporting him? Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States? Why is that happening?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
it's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a cakewalk for anyone.
So are they misguided, the 50%? Are they stupid? What is it?
I would never say that about the American people. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish the American people. He's the one who talks about an enemy within.
Yeah, it is an enemy within this country. We ain't talking about no stupid American citizens that don't even got enough pride or self-respect to know when the CIA has gone too far, to know when the FBI has gone too far, to know when the Pentagon has gone too far, to know when the IRS has gone too far. We talking about citizens that are so scared of their own shadow. You know who the American citizen's shadow is? The government. That's our shadow. Why are we scared of our own shadow? It's us. We are the power of the government, and we scared of our own shadow. So we ain't talking about them. We talking about the CIA, the FBI, the DOJ, the ODNI, the Pentagon. We talking about those people, those enemies. We talking about crazy, radical, shady Democrats and Republicans that's in the Senate and the Congress that's doing shady stuff and allowing a lot of crooked stuff to go on in our country. We're talking about those enemies within.
Enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So,
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect.
And they should have played. They should have played when they asked him, "What do you mean by the is an enemy within?" Because that's why. And they said that you mean that you're talking about the American people are the enemy within, and he started to explain who he meant by that, and they started to talk about the prosecutors and stuff like that. But they should have played the question too. So she's about to trip about that.
Respect. That clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within that he has repeated when he's speaking about the American people. That's not what you just showed.
Well, he was asked about that specific...
No, that's not what you just showed. In all fairness and respect to you.
That was the question that we asked him.
You didn't show that, and here's the bottom line. He has repeated it many times, and you and I both know that. And you and I both know that he has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful...
Military people, the military Pentagon and the officials, like, was doing crazy stuff against Trump. You think they're going to listen to Trump? He got to replace all of those people.
Protest. He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy...
And it's not a democracy, it's a republic. And you work for the people. You don't do anything against the people. That's the problem. The collective, radical collective, is making the decisions of this country, not the people. Going to a ballot, going to town halls and voting on policies and stuff like that. That's not what's running this country. A collective of a few people that get representatives. They go to Washington and they vote against the policies that the people that sent them to Washington to agree on. If it's a policy or a bill or something that you got to pass, you're not supposed to pass it. You're supposed to go home, talk to your town halls, get the rights and the support of the people, then go back to Washington and vote on that bill or that legislation. But they're doing it without that. So that's making it a democracy, and that's not a democracy. You have to have the vote of the people. And you have to have the communication of the people. And it's a republic that the senators and congressmen is a representative of the people.
The president of the United States in the United States of America should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it. And this is what is at stake, which is why you have someone like...
No one knows what she's talking about, but she got in her head, she got something going on in there. And just that visceral, crazy reaction that she's having. She's like a crazy, radical woman. That's what she's been. And she's unbalanced, and her psychological stuff don't have nothing to do with facts. It's all emotional, and it's all perceived evaluations that she has put into her brain. Not what's actually accurate, and what's going on is what she perceives of him. And it's ridiculous.
Like the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying what Mark Milley has said about Donald Trump being a threat to the United States of America.
He's quoted in the Bob Woodward book that way, yes. Let me ask you this, Madam Vice President. You call Donald Trump...
The significance of that.
You call Donald Trump He's misguided. You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Because y'all took his election away from him. You took his presidency away from him. So for some reason, you agree that he wasn't good. That he wasn't good enough, that he wasn't stable. You think that's okay. And that's your actual president. So when did you decide that he wasn't up to the task of re-election?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not.
And you took his presidency away from him. You didn't even get no votes through the primary. You didn't win any elections, and you're here running for president without the approval of the people voting for you. It's ridiculous.
On the ballot.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
but
is.
You talked about it.
And Donald Trump
After George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
Nope.
I think the American people have a concern.
She had a concern. The plan was that he was supposed to step down in the first place, but whatever happened to him in 2020, catching COVID, he probably had a stroke or something like that. I don't know what happened, but it made him think that he was going to be really ill. But when he started to kind of get his faculties back, he decided, I'm going to run for re-election because I could do this. And they like, no, we're supposed to be giving it to Kamala. But Kamala got to go for the votes.
Concerned about Donald Trump, which is why the people who know him best, including leaders of our national security community, have all spoken out. Even people who worked for him in the Oval Office, worked with him in the Situation Room, and have said he is unfit and dangerous and should never be president of the United States.
And they say all that stuff, all that rhetoric, but they're not going to say specifically what it was that made him unfit. What it was. And there's going to be a policy difference and a decision difference. And I don't care if my employees have a difference in my judgment. I'm the boss. I'm the one. I'm the decider. I'll take your consideration under advisement, but you're an ant compared to me. And some people felt, you're not a senator, you're not a congressman, you didn't go to Harvard. And they felt like he wasn't even supposed to be there as a candidate to be elected, and they just can't get over it. They can't. He's not an insider.
United States again, including his former vice president, which is why the job was open for him to choose another running mate. So that is a fact. That is a fact.
Madam Vice President.
Filibuster.
2 more things. You were asked on 60 Minutes about the biggest threat that the world faces, that the U.S. faces. This is what you said.
Which foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands, okay? This attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles. What we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power, that is one of my highest priorities.
A number of experts thought you would say China. The FBI director had said that. But you said Iran. If that's the case, what do you say to critics who look at the actions of your administration and say you're not acting like Iran is the #1 threat?
Well, I will tell you most recently, whether it was in April or in October, and then several hours on each occasion that Iran posed a threat to Israel. I was there, most recently in the Situation Room, in the most recent attack, working with the heads of our military and doing what America must always do to defend and to support Israel in its requirement to defend itself, and to give American support to be able to allow Israel to have the resources to defend itself against attack, including from Iran and Iran's terrorist proxies in the region.
Right.
And that
she would be better off if she just answered the question. Just answer the question. That keeps it tight and concise. But propaganda and manipulation, you have to filibuster. You have to say your point of view, your talking points and all that stuff to scramble the viewers and the people that's receiving the head, so they don't even know where to go and how to conduct themselves, and you make them check themselves and analyze themselves and listening to your filibustering, where they're like, okay, what? You know what I'm saying? And that's why he did a good job with it, but she came in there with her narrative and her talking points strategy, and that's why, you know, it's ridiculous. But this is what Democrats do, and this is what it's a psychological warfare, y'all. They get trained this stuff. They ready to fight to demolish this country and the Constitution and make some new world that they got in mind. And they're willing to do a lot to get there.
Those proxies were getting funded by
my
Iran.
commitment to that is unyielding and unwavering.
Critics just say that you either relaxed or failed to enforce sanctions on Iran, allowing all of this money to flow into Iran, like billions.
Let's go back to Donald Trump, who pulled out of a deal that would have actually put Iran in check.
The estimates
and then
in billions.
It was during Donald Trump's
that
administration
go towards
that
the Iran regime.
That we had an American military base that was attacked, where American soldiers suffered traumatic brain injuries, and Donald Trump dismissed them as headaches, not to mention how Donald Trump has treated and talked about America's military and military service people, calling them suckers and losers,
Hamas,
has diminished the significance.
We're talking over each other. I apologize.
You see how she's kind of just going through her talking points, and she's just saying what she want to say, and that's all that matters. And like, hey, I'm gonna get off. We're about to end this. My people waving you off, and they telling you that you about to. We're done. We're pretty much done. So let me get all my talking points out. Let me get all the things I want to say. Let me get all my campaign ad narratives out, because I am trying to manipulate and fool the American people, because they so dumb. If I say these little words, if they, if I say that Trump's called military people suckers and losers, which no way he did that. And the crazy part about it is, how do you fight your own team that they're not your team, but they're people that's been in the government that you put your trust in them, but they're there to protect the government from you. And that's what Trump didn't know the first time he came in there. That's why he's such a lethal person. Most people, if they become president, they get inundated with the military, the Pentagon, the talking heads, the people that work in the government, and they manipulate you to make decisions that you don't want to make, that you don't feel that it's the right decision to make. But you can't fight them because you just got here, and you want to make sure that you don't make no mistakes or anything, or do anything that's tragic and everything like that. So you take advisory, and you take consultant from the people that's been in the government. You listen to the FBI when they say, hey, we can't, if we do that, we're going to give away top secrets that might not be good for the society and everything like that. So you listen to them. But really, you're supposed to go in there like, nope, shut up. You're an employee of the American people. I don't even want your opinion on this. Do this, do this, do this. And now he knows he needs to be like that. So now he going in that mindset, and that's dangerous for them. So she's giving out talking points because she's scaring you, because you're so dumb. You don't know what the truth is. You don't know what the real context of small parts that she's putting into the equation. You don't know the full conversation. You don't know the full context of something that she may be mentioning, and she's just talking things that just satisfy her point of view. Was her mission, and you're getting triggered by it, and you're voting against Trump. Republicans against Trump, veterans against Trump. Those are idiots that got propagandized, and they should never be in power or making decisions. And though they're American citizens, we have to put them in their place. But I just don't know. 20%, like I said, it's 20% of the just 20% of the Republican Party are there to backstab Trump. And we got to hope that the black men for Trump and the Hispanic votes be the thing that pushes him up where he don't even need the 20% of Republicans. Because that's the difference. Otherwise, he's gonna lose. If black men and black women, if they keep it at 90% black vote for Democrats, it's over. Trump ain't gonna win. They ain't not gonna win. You need, and even if the Hispanic vote is so crazy because of all the legal immigration stuff, the people that's gonna save this country if Trump gets elected, it will be the Hispanic vote. It will be the Hispanic vote. You know, because that's the only thing to just protect the country from black votes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, I just feel like black men they not gonna get trolled by Obama and shamed about being against women and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. But I don't know. I have no idea. When you get Charlamagne the Great guy, you got Obama, you have Magic Johnson, you have all these people, Jay-Z coming out to advocate that men don't vote for Trump because he's a slave owner or he's a racist and all that stuff like that. I can't tell you that they won't get manipulated by that. I just can't. But I do want to be amazed by our people and the men, the black men. I do want to be amazed and hold stern and fast, because it's about that money. It's about taking care of your family. It's about prosperity for your family. It's not about electing the first woman president. It's not about that. We have to put our economics in play. And we were doing that. We were in emotion. And we start having to war with liberal causes for the last 4 years. And it's been aggressive.
I would like that we would have a conversation that is grounded in full assessment of the facts, which includes, I think this interview is supposed to be about the choices that your viewers should be presented about this election, and the contrast is important.
Yes, ma'am.
And on the subject of Iran, I am offering what should be an important contrast that is presented for folks to make a decision
and there are critics
that they feel
who look at what the administration did and say and think differently. Madam Vice President, they're wrapping me very hard here. I hope you got to say what you wanted to say about Donald Trump. There are a lot of things.
There's more to say. I have
there
much more
are
to
a
say,
lot of
actually.
things that
I'm
people
sure
want to
you
learn
do.
about you and your policies, and that's why we invited you.
But she ain't gonna win on that. So she got to talk about Trump.
Everyone to go to KamalaHarris.com, and you will see that I have 80 pages of policies that are quite comprehensive and should be accessible to anyone who would like to read them. And it includes what I intend to do about affordable housing, what I intend to do about small businesses, what I do
And that's why we invited you here,
our economy,
to see where you were in 2019 and where you are now.
America's military and ensure we have the most lethal and best fighting force in the world.
Madam Vice President,
and
they're giving him the rap. Okay. And he ended like that. So that's what's so sad about this. She filibustered the whole thing, y'all. I told you that in the pre-show that I had did. Look, the episode that the clip that's playing before this one is gonna have pretty much the same title, but this is the continuation of it because my stream kind of got blocked up. But I think I did a whole good analysis of it as a reaction of this. Look, y'all, I told you everything I got to say about this stuff. I put it into the context of it. I paused the tape and all that stuff, so you can go back and watch this. Thank you for watching my reaction to Kamala Harris on Fox News and the reaction to that. This is just a continuation of the previous clip and the previous episode above this clip. So if you want to or below this clip, so please hit the likes, hit the follows, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that Cash App and that PayPal. We need your help. We're trying to do a 18 to 20 hour panel on election day, and I need your assistance on that. Thank you for watching. My name is Daris D. McKinney. Propaganda fight is always in play, and I just don't know. My hands is kind of almost tied with all this stuff. You got the 20% of Republicans that are just self-sabotaging. They're like suicide bombers, really. They are, you know. And then you have this powerful Democrat Party and the politicians, and you got the celebrities, and you got Walt Disney, Warner Brothers, and Paramount spending hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars to have the narrative against Trump is that he's dangerous, that he's a Ku Klux Klan member, he's trying to take your abortion rights away from you. And that's the narrative, y'all. And they're winning pretty much. So if Trump wins, it's because he's these strong individual citizens that fight for common sense, and they kind of rise above the propaganda. Okay, so I'm in it there. I'll speak to you guys on the next episode. Thank you for watching Individual Perspective Podcast. My name is Daris D. McKinney, and we will see you on the next one.